Hey guys, and welcome to a battle featuring the Norscan forces led by the mighty Ronin up against Human Boy, yes, and the Greenskin hordes. Should be a really fun game here. We are on Altdorf outskirts, and I believe this was a competitive game from the recent ECL, so it should be some good fun. I'm excited. So for the forces of the Norscans, in the front line we have cheap and cheerful marauders, fantastic in most matchups. Looks like we have the regiment-renowned Icehorn marauders as well. Now, marauders, just good all-round troops, can obviously destroy goblins and go toe-to-toe with many of the Greenskins infantry. In the secondary line, we have some Marauder Berserkers here. Just a bit more added punch to this build overall. Mixing with some Norscan Ice Trolls. So it's certainly a battle of the trolls today. And these guys come in looking pretty damn fearsome indeed. With Frostbite as well. Can certainly do some decent damage and utility. We have more Marauder Berserkers as well, making up that central line. And the back lines, we do have double Marauder Hunting Javelins. I'm a massive fan of these guys. I think they're much better than the Throwing Axe variety. Simply because their arc of fire is much better. And better range all round on these guys. And then we have triple Skin Wolves in the back line. Fast, deadly, regeneration, perfect for breaking into that Greenskin back line, tearing apart Orc Araboys and the like, as well as swarming some of the bigger foes with their bonus versus large. Now for the leadership core, we do have Frog, the mighty Trollkin here, coming in pretty much naked, apart from Fight or Die. He of course does have regeneration himself. And we have a Famir Belfiend of Shadows coming with Enfeebling Foe and Pendulum. Looks like to round out the build up in the sky, we do have the Humble Feral Manticore. There's a certainly decent punch to the beast all round, however it is a little bit squishy in his own right. Now for the force, looks like we actually also have the Beast of Tanashnar, Regiment round Warhounds in Deep Reserve have a lovely bonus versus large. Now, for the forces of the Greenskins, they've gone very spread out, with Forest Goblin Spider Rider Archers dotted around the battlefield in the periphery, just making sure there's no sneaky skirmishing going on at all. In the battle line, we do have Savage Orc Biggins dotted all the way along, mixed in as well, of course, with the 8-peak Loonies. So Savage Orc Biggins is a pretty solid front line. These guys have some good utility, very good damage dealers, and can go toe-to-toe with the Norscan infantry, as well as doing some decent anti-large damage as well up against the bigger, scarier threats. In the second line, we do have Stone Trolls, so it's going to be Stone Trolls versus Frog and the Ice Trolls in a bit of a troll-off, which would be some good fun. We also have Orc Araboys mixed in with the Rusty Arrows in the backup line here. The Rusty Arrows, of course, do have Armor Sundering as well, so pretty much a must-pick when you do go for a bit of a Daka line. And up in the skies, we have the mighty Azag the Slaughterer himself, looking fearsome on top of his mighty Wyvern. I'm not sure if this Wyvern has its own particular name, but it does look certainly pretty damn cool. We have Azag's Ard Armor, and he's going to be equipped here with Spirit Leech, and looks like that's it. Slagger Slashers coming in as well for more abilities, but just the one spell, which is pretty interesting stuff. So without further ado, let's get this battle underway. So the Norscans are going to be rushing forward here, which is, basically the only really way to play Norscans is to kind of play super aggressive, rush in there and deal some damage. We can see the front lines are about to clash now, and it's going to be glorious as the Marauders fling themselves in on top of the 8-peak Loons, who no doubt are going to unleash some fanatics along this line. Looks like we have an early Spirit Leech going down on top of the Manticore, and the troll-on-troll violence is well and truly underway here. Sure, it's going to go pretty good for these Savage Orcs in the early engagement, but in come these Skin Wolves rushing in with the Marauder Berserkers as well to turn this engagement in favour of the Norscans as they try and punch through that centre pocket here. In the back line, Azag does drop down on top of the Icehorn Marauders, trying to stop them maraudering into the back lines, but the Ferromanticore is here to assist, doing some pretty decent damage despite the buffs Azag is currently giving himself. In the back lines, it looks like the Beast of Tanashnar are attempted to be slowed down by triple Forest Goblin Spider Riders, but these doggos do not care. They're pushing through and going to be darting onto the back of these Orc Araboys, shutting down that back line, which is going to be pretty damn good stuff all around. As for the front line, Norscans have managed to overwhelm the Savage Orc Biggins with deadly efficiency here. Their lack of armour really kind of coming up short against the sheer weight of Marauders and Javelins in the front line. And the Ice Trolls screaming victorious over the Stone Trolls as they manage to freeze their hearts and rip them out from their chests. However, it's not all too bad for the Greenskins. This left-hand flank, they've certainly managed to do a decent overload, forcing back Skin Wolves and popping it into the back line of these Javelins with the 8-peak Loons, which is a really nice pick here. Looks like we are going to have a fat Pendulum coming down from that Belfiend. Looks like the Orc player did just about realise in time and attempt to dodge, A war has been popped, however, and the Moral Berserkers now in a bit of a sticky situation. Orc Araboys are unleashing hell into this Feral Manticore, which is a really good target for them if they can rampage it and then focus fire it down. However, it's probably going to rampage into the Rusty Arrows, which is some scary stuff. Looks like Azag has been caught in the back lines, and you can see just quite how big Frog is, standing above the Wyvern here, actually, in height almost, apart from those kind of the ends of the wings. And it looks like a nasty Spirit Leech has gone down on the Skin Wolves, attempting to allow Azag to escape, but as his Wyvern does scuttle to freedom here, Frog's getting some big old smacks in the back, and down goes, I believe it's Skull Muncher, I think that's the name of the Wyvern, but regardless, the Greenskin leadership has been broken here, and that's looking pretty disastrous. Hounds are about to shut down the Orc Araboys as with help from this Feral Manticore, and apart from that, they simply have Forest Goblin Spider Riders and a few beat up units. There is a nice pocket of strength here, but the Norskins are running rampant. Look how many Skin Wolves are still active and roaming towards these Savage Orc Biggins, who are desperately trying to shut down these Marauder Hunter Javelins, but the Skin Wolves are going to crash in here, and it looks like the Greenskin player is actually going to throw in the towel, perhaps a tad too early, but it was looking pretty bleak at this point. Their skirmishers were running low on ammunition, and the main pocket of strength over here could simply be kited down by the Hunters. But really good game, well played to both these players, and a massive shout out to Ronan for sending this one in. Big fan of both builds, actually. Trying to rely on the Stone Trolls was a little bit too much, but I do like the idea of the Savage Orc Biggins. They didn't fare too well, however. There was just too many large threats kind of pounding on top of them with the sheer weight of mass of Marauders. Really managed to carve through them quicker than I expected, actually. So they underperformed a little bit, but I do like the idea, at least, of Human Boy Yes's build here. Unfortunately, Azag getting stuck down there in the back lines really kind of, sealed his fate, as Azag did get pinned in and taken down. As for Ronin, always good to see triple skin wolves. They're incredibly powerful. Their regeneration gives them great durability as well over the course of a battle, and made some pretty good snap decisions. For example, with the Beast of Tanashnar, ignoring those Forest Goblin Spider Riders and bombing straight for the archers, knowing that you're going to take losses on the way in to all those nasty poison arrows, but it's certainly worth it. And hunting down Forest Goblin Spider Riders really wasn't part of his win condition. He didn't need to shut them down. He simply needed to shut down that gun line to allow his Skin Wolves and Ice Trolls and Frog to seal the deal. So really well played overall, and some good fun. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, feel free to give the video a big old thumbs up and a subscribe. And if you want to see your replays up on the channel, feel free to join my Discord. There is a link just down in the description below, as well as a link to my Patreon and PayPal donation links and all that kind of usual stuff, if you guys are interested in supporting the channel in any other way. Anyway guys, until next time, peace, and as always, stay awesome.